Hi, everyone. Welcome to Aasiyah TV. I'm really glad that you're here today because I've got an amazingly interesting episode to talk about today. How many of you actually, just think about this question in your head. How many of you use technology every day, all the time? Like, you're always on your phones, you're always on your tablets, you're always on something that has to do with technology. I'm guilty. I raise my hand. I would raise it higher, but then my hand. You wouldn't even see my hand. But I'm guilty because I use technology every day. I am constantly on my iPhone. I'm looking at my WhatsApp Messenger. I'm talking to my friends from all over the world. I am using it to check my mails, to respond to people, to respond to text messages, to make phone calls. I'm constantly on my iPhone. We all are. We have our apps on our phones, mobile devices. So even if you have an Android or a BlackBerry, wait, do people still use BlackBerries? Well, if you do, there's also Windows Mobile, which is kind of cool. But if you all still use BlackBerries, I don't know. It's time to get into the smartphone phase with iPhones, Androids, and the Windows Phone. And I say the Windows Phone with kind of hesitance because I think most of us like the Android or the iPhones more than Windows Phone, but I've heard good things about it. But anyways, I'm digressing here. Let me get back on track. Phones, tablets, our computers, everything has become a part of our lives, so much so that sometimes I feel that with technology, we kind of lose ourselves and we are too obsessed with what we're seeing on the screen rather than kind of going inwards and taking care of ourselves as well. And not only just that, but even relationships. We want to be able to nurture relationships and communicate with people. Sometimes it becomes difficult to even meet with people and communicate with them without having to use our phones to text one another or Facebook to make plans. Actually, one of the things that's kind of a pet peeve of mine is using Facebook Messenger to talk to my friends and make plans with them because it's a part of social media. And for me, I'd rather use my phone or my email, text messaging or emailing or a good old phone call to make plans with people because I guess I'm a little old fashioned. I mean, I was born in the 1980s. And even though I'm considered a millennial, I think I'm considered a millennial because I guess in the year that I was born, it seems like it was kind of a cross between I believe it was Generation Y and millennials. I'm not sure if I'm getting the Generation Y right now because there's a bunch of alphabets in my head. There's Generation Y, X, I think Z coming up. I don't know. So many generations. But I think I'm kind of considered borderline millennial right now, which is fine. And as millennials, of course, as people who are really getting into technology is an amazing thing. It's not anything bad, in the sense that if you know how to use it with the right tools and the right moderation, technology is amazing. But we use it too much. And sometimes we need to take a break so that we can get a chance to detox and relax ourselves without having to be on our phones constantly or on our iPads constantly. I mean, I'm on this all the freaking time. I'm always on my iPad. And if I'm not on my iPad, I find myself being on my iPhone. I'm always on my iPhone. And it can be a lot. I know, and I'm telling you this because I'm guilty of this myself. And that's why I'm making this video, because it's things that I've been realizing and I know I need to make changes, and I want to be able to put it out there because maybe you might want to make some changes in your life with your technology use and limit it down to a point where you know when to put things aside so that you can have some time for yourself and time for your friends and your family, right? One thing I noticed, and I know I probably do this too, so I apologize to those of my friends who see me do this. When we're out for lunch or dinner or coffee or trying to have fun, we end up being on our phones. And my friends and I will end up using the phones at the same time. We'll just stop talking. We'll just be on our phones. We'll be messaging people back. We'll be talking on text with somebody else. We'll be looking at our Facebook or Twitter, which I'm not a big fan of Twitter, so I don't really use it that much. But I'll be on my Facebook. I'll be trying to respond to messages, and I get so many messages a day and texts and things. And I use WhatsApp a lot, so I'm always constantly getting messages from people everywhere in the world. I have a lot of friends that I like to talk to, and so it can become very overwhelming. And I see myself and my friends doing this where we are hanging out and we're supposed to be spending time together. Instead, our phones are out and we're taking photos and Snapchatting, and we're taking selfies of ourselves and selfies with others. And we kind of lose that connection for a little bit because we end up becoming more sideways, more linear, I guess, towards the phone, towards what we're doing at the moment. And I know that we like to capture photos and moments. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. But the problem is I think that there has to be a specific time to do this. I've been trying to work on that myself, where I try to put my phone away and I don't look at my phone when I'm out with people or when I'm doing things. And of course, I find that sometimes very difficult to do because I gotta say this, I'm kind of addicted to my phone and to my technology. So if I'm out someplace, I want to have my phone and take a quick snap and post it up on my Instagram because I love Instagram. Or, I'm on my Facebook and I want to write a post update just because, okay, well, we just had a really cool lightning storm yesterday. Let's post it up on Facebook. And, there's 50 posts about that on Facebook along with mine. And it really made me wonder actually the other day, which is why I'm making this video, is how much cell phone use do I really do? Like, how much technology do I use every single day that would cause me to not really focus as much as I should be in the world, right? And I want to be very present with the world. I want to be present with everything that's going on. And I want to have connections that I'm building with people. I think when you're building connections, it's very important. And the phones have to stay away when we're building that connection with one another. As for those of us, we're in business, of course, we like to use our phones and we need to be in touch with our customers. We want to make sure that we are checking our emails to respond to people who need our requests. But there also has to be a time and a place where we can say, no, I need to take a rest. My phone can go sit in my room someplace and it can be on silent or it can be turned off. And I don't need to worry about looking at my phone for at least a few hours. Because now it's time for me, or it's time for me to connect with somebody that I love, like spending time with my mom. For me, spending time with my mom, I don't want to be on my phone when I'm spending time with her. And so I make sure that I don't use my phone unless we're talking about some YouTube videos or we're talking about something that she wants to buy on TV. Then I'll grab my phone and I'll start looking through things and telling her about it. But for the most part, I try not to use the phone as much because I want to be able to focus my connection and my time with my mother. The same with my friends. And I know that, like I said, I'm guilty of this. My friends and I, we do this all the time. We'll be talking, we'll have this amazing conversation. All of a sudden, someone gets up and goes to the bathroom and I'm on my phone. Or we just kind of stop talking and we're on our phones. The other day I was at Starbucks and I was talking to one of my friends. We were having a really interesting conversation about certain things that are going on in our lives. And at some point we got really quiet. I'm not really sure how it happened. We kind of just got quiet and she kept taking her phone out of her purse, which is understandable because, she does have her own business and she wants to be able to make sure that she is on top of her emails and phones and things like that. But she was taking out her phone and I started taking out my phone. I mean, I don't even know how it happened. Took out my phone, started checking my Facebook, my emails, responding back to text messages. And in the midst of that, I really thought, wait a minute, what am I doing? Why am I on the phone? I'm here with my friend and both of us are on their phones. That's all we're doing right now. So I put my phone away and I got her to put her phone away. And I said, hey, you know what, let's, keep talking about stuff. So we continued the conversation, but it really made me think, how many times do we do this every day when we're with our spouses or significant others, with our sisters, our brothers, our parents, our friends? We're always on our phones. And although technology is an amazing thing, and right now I'm getting my master's, I'm working on my master's program right now, and I am getting a master's degree in human resource management. I haven't really said that out loud as of now, so this is really my first formal way of pretty much introducing to the world what I am doing in my life. It's that I have my business I'm working on, and I'm getting my master's, and I definitely want to be pursuing a doctorate at some point in the future because it is a dream for me that I want to fulfill. And for me, my degree is just another tool that I'm using to learn about myself and to learn about the things that I'm doing in the industry that I'm in. So it's really, really amazing to be able to learn all of this stuff. And I have amazing professors who've been teaching. Right now I'm taking a class called Management Information Systems, which is all about technology in the business, in the workforce. and how technology is being used in different industries, like the healthcare industry, the entrepreneurial industry. There's the restaurant industry or the food industry. There's so many different industries that are using technology as a way to reach out to their customers, to gauge the interests of their customers. And they use data analysis software to be able to figure out, well, what are our customers thinking and doing? What is it that they need more of? What can we do to really collect that information from our consumers and then bring them what they're looking for and put it out there? So absolutely, technology is great in the sense that I can do Facebook Living. Okay, I just made up a word, so don't. I made up a word, Facebook Living. I mean, I could be making this as a Facebook Live video and have all of you watch me live and give me hearts and likes and all of that, and the same on Periscope. I could do all of that, and I choose not to because I just want to make a video that I know everyone's going to be able to watch. But that's technology. You can do videos, you can do webinars, you can go live and live stream your videos so people can watch you on the real time and in real time on the go. It's amazing stuff, and it really works to help advance our businesses, to get people to know who we are, and even videos create a connection. But there's nothing more better than creating that connection when you are really with the people that you care about, that you created friendships with, that you want to meet, and that you want to actually physically spend time with. And we let technology get in our way sometimes. So I want to create a challenge. I want all of you to be a part of the challenge with me, because I'm going to go ahead and create this challenge for myself to also work on. And that challenge is don't use this every day, every hour. I know, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss using my iPad and my iPhone for a long time. But what I mean by long time is like by not using it for a few hours a day. It's good to take this and just put it aside and not look at it. Silence it, silence your phones. I'm not saying do it for a whole weekend. I know that could be very difficult, and we do need our phones for emergency contacts, of course. So if it's for an emergency reason, you want to keep your phone around the area, but keep it on silent for a few hours a day, just a few hours. For example, we're at work. Obviously, for those of us who work at an actual 9-to-5 job, you're not really going to be able to use your phone anyways, unless you're at your lunch break. But I think one challenge I can say is during your lunch break, maybe don't use your cell phone for the whole hour. Check your emails really quickly if you can. If you can check your emails and your Facebook on your work computer, great. I know sometimes work likes to work does not like to give access to Facebook and Twitter and things like that. So I get it, and you want to use your phone. You can do it maybe for the first 5 or 10 minutes of your lunch hour. But as soon as you finish the first 10 minutes, all you need to do for the next 15 minutes is focus on your lunch, focus on you time, maybe talk to a friend on the phone if he or she is available to chat during lunch. One of my really good friends and I, we talk to each other almost at her every lunch break, because I'm at home and I'm working on my business and I'm, going to school full time right now. So I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I have my own things going on, my own business that I'm working on. And so she works her 9-to-5. And so when she has a lunch break, we coordinate beforehand. She texts me, lets me know I'm going to have my lunch break at 12. And I say, great, I'm available. She wants to know if I'm available. And then we chat on the phone, and we're talking to each other about things that it would be too difficult to sit and just write as a text message every 5 minutes. And it's great because we're creating that connection. Every time we're on the phone, we're creating a bond, because she lives a few hours away from me, and we're obviously not that close where we could see each other every day. And then there are some friends of mine that are close by to me, and we have lunch together. Sometimes I'll go to their workplace, I'll cook food and I'll bring lunch. People love my food, by the way, so that's going to be a whole different episode for one of these days where I talk about my food. But I will cook lunch and I will go meet with my friends. And for those of them who are working a 9-to-5 and they have a break and they want to see me, that's the only time that they have. We do that. And it's wonderful because we get to see each other. We get to spend time together, and we also get to eat good food and enjoy our company. And that really creates a connection. And we're not using our phones at that time. Our phones are off. The only thing that we're looking at on our phones is just the time to make sure that we're within the hour of the lunch. And also being able to meet with my friends maybe after work. Sometimes we'll meet up for coffee and just to chat, or they'll come over and we can watch a movie together, or we'll go to a movie theater. We want to spend time with each other. And when you're in a movie theater, you don't want your phone on you. And unfortunately, I've been in a movie theater many times, and how many times have I looked at my phone? Guilty as charged. So my point is during these hours where we're trying to spend time alone with ourselves, when you come back home from work, don't look at your phone. Put your phone away. Put it on silent and put it away. If you're one of those people that you just can't live with your phone, I know it's going to be difficult. I'm one of those people. It is hard. It's like an hour later, I really want to look at my phone to see who just messaged me, who talked to me. And actually on my phone, I took off all of my WhatsApp notifications because I don't want to be notified when people are messaging me. Otherwise, my phone would be ringing off the hook because I do get a lot of messages, and I don't want to constantly have my phone ringing off the hook when I'm busy trying to finish up team case projects for school, or working on my book, or talking to a client, or doing something or the other. And so I want to be able to make sure that I have that time and that space to not have to know when someone's messaging me. If it's an emergency, someone will pick up the phone and call me. And I know that. So I'm not worried about that. But I like to try to at least minimize the notifications. So a few things that you can do. Number one, minimize your notifications. On the iPhone, if you go into settings, there is the notifications portion in your settings tab. Just tap on the notifications and go through each of your apps and turn off the notifications for the apps. Sometimes I'll get a notification from a few apps and I'm thinking, do I really need to know what's on sale for 50% off someplace? Maybe, maybe not. It's not an important thing, so turn the notifications off. When it comes to your text messages, you can choose to do it so that you might hear your notifications, but you don't necessarily see it on your screen, like one of my friends has done for her phone. You could even take the notifications, turn them off completely, and you won't get any messages or hear anyone or even see that you have any messages. If you really just want to completely zero everything down, you can do it where you can completely turn the messages off. So when you tap under the settings for the iPhone, you tap on settings, you tap on notifications, then you tap on the actual notification, let's say for messages. It will give you options if you want banners, if you don't want the banner to show, how many times you should be notified, etc., etc. Take that and shut down whatever you need to shut down. Give yourself some peace. Text messages are not life-inducing. They're not emergencies. Seriously, if there's an emergency, a person should really know how to pick up their phone and call you and let you know that they're in an emergency. Otherwise, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes, yes, a text message could be considered an emergency if they can't really get to a phone and they know that a text is the only way to do it, that's fine. But for the most part, keep your text messages off if you can, at least for a day. You can turn the notifications back on the next day or after a few hours. But for the time being, while you're trying to be present, while you're spending time with your friends or your family, turn your text notifications off. Turn off the notifications for your WhatsApp. I don't know how to turn off notifications on an Android device. I used to have Android a while back. I had the Note 3. And I'm sure there's a way to do it. I guess if you go into your settings, there must be an area for notifications there as well. So I would play around with the Android if you have an Android phone. And again, do the same thing for your phones. Also for your tablets, for your iMessages, do the same thing. Take your iPhones and on your iPads, turn off all the notifications and just not have anything come through for you for right now. Give yourself a few hours to have a break. I'm not saying do this forever, for every day of the week, but for a few hours to give yourself that time to wind down, to relax, to be present to your surroundings. You could even be working out or watching TV or doing something else, such as cooking, which is my favorite thing to do. Turn it off. Don't respond to anybody right now. It's not that important. You need to take care of yourself. And that means you got to let your technology have a little bit of a break. You got to break it up. It's like a dating process with technology. Sometimes you just kind of have to break off contact for a little while and then come back to it later when you feel more present and ready to be back on it. When you're out with your friends, try not to look at your phone. This is something I know I'm working on doing, and I'm going to start working on it. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the notifications off. So on your phone here on the side, well, this is not my phone, this is my tablet, but on the side of your phone, you should have a button that, puts the volume of your phone down, or it should have a little tap where you just tap on it, and then you're able to you just tap on it and just turn off the actual phone, like put it on vibration mode or on silent mode. You can do that. So I urge all of you to do that when you're out with your friends and your family, and you're spending time with somebody. Turn your phones off. Don't look at it, and put it on silent. It's not important to have your phone. You don't need to respond to a text message every freaking minute that somebody texts you. I know, because I do that sometimes. Somebody will text me and I feel like I'm obligated to respond to this person right away. So I'll do it. But it shouldn't be something I need to do unless it's an absolute emergency or someone is trying to get a hold of me and they need to know an answer from me right away for something specific. So I definitely urge all of you to take the notifications off, number one, for your text messages and your other apps that could notify you and send you messages. Turn off your WhatsApp notifications if you use WhatsApp. Let yourself have a break for a few hours. Don't use your phone while you're out with your friends. Basically, don't make your phone your life partner, because it's not. And use your technology wisely. When you want to do a Facebook Live, make sure that you're asking the people that you're around, is it okay for us to use the phone? Let's take selfies together, let's do that, and we can do that. Use your phone to type things up if you need to and get data. Like, for example, if you meet a new person and you want to get their number, go ahead and put their number in your phone, and that's good. But turn your notifications off. Put your phone to silent. And at night, here's the last thing. At night, and this is something I've been working on too, put your phone in another room. And don't put your phone in the same room where you're sleeping. Because what happens is, and there's a lot of studies out there that have been done on this, that when you are using your phone at night, when you have the blue screen in front of you, it's basically called the blue screen, right? So and then this is a beautiful picture of the beach. This is Zuma Beach, by the way, guys. All right. So when you have this and you're at night and you're looking at it, you're seeing the light, the glare coming in from the phone or the iPad, and it's the glare is there, and it stimulates your mind to stay awake. You don't want to stay awake. You want to sleep at a specific time, because usually from 10 o'clock at night all the way till about 6 o'clock in the morning, people, that's rest. That's time for rest. And you want to be able to turn your cell phones off or put it to silent and put it in a whole different room. So my iPad is in the living room and I'm in my room and I don't have my iPad on me. And the same with my iPhone. I don't want to have it on me. Unfortunately, I use my iPhone as an alarm. So I'm actually investing in buying a really good alarm clock today. And I'm going to put the alarm clock by my table, by my bed table, so I can be able to go ahead and put the alarm on and actually let the alarm from the watch wake me up rather than my phone. Because studies show, again, that having technology around you while you're sleeping, the radiation from that technology is still it's still open, it's still working. Your phone is working in the background when your phone is still on, even if it's on silent, even if you put it on do not disturb mode, your phone is still turned on and the radiation is still coming out. It's good to keep your technology off and in another room. And if you really can't just do that, you have to use your phone. That's another thing, actually. Let me just go back a little bit. I use my computer at night too sometimes because I'm constantly doing work, and that's something I need to change, and I've been working on changing that too. So one of the challenges for myself is shutting the computer off after 10 o'clock at night and just relaxing my brain by reading a book or doing something that doesn't stimulate my brain by all these lights. Like the TV, for example, we shouldn't be watching TV at night because the light from the TV screen still affects us, just like the light from the computer will, just like the lights from the iPhone, the Android, and the iPad. The really cool thing I've seen on the iPhone and the iPad, and I know Android people, you guys have apps. I'm not sure about Windows, so don't ask me about that, but I know that Android also probably has an app where your screen can literally change color and go through what is called night mode or night shift. So it will change the color to make it more easier for your eyes, which it's okay, but I feel like it defeats the purpose because you really shouldn't even be on your phone at 10 o'clock at night, again, unless it's an emergency or something like that. If people are texting you, trying to talk to you, it's good to just not respond until the next day. It's good to take a little bit of that time off. And I think there was a study, I remember reading the study probably on Facebook, but I'm going to go back and kind of do some more research on that because I like doing research. I think it's fun. I know I'm a little nerd geek. It's cool. But you want to be able to do some research online regarding, how phones work, what to do with the phones at night and things like that. But I did some research, and I saw a post that somebody had put up on my Facebook newsfeed where there was a study done. I forgot, it was by a group of elementary students, I believe. And what they did was they had two different plates of seeds, and they had planted these seeds inside of this, I think it was a container, some kind of a white, it looked like tofu. I don't know what it was, but it was inside of a container, I think, of some sort, and they put these seeds all over it, and two of them. Now, one of the pots that had the seeds was constantly by a phone or some kind of technology. So it's constantly by a phone, or I believe by a tablet. And then they had another plate with the same seeds, but they had it away they had it in like a room where there was no technology. I think they did it where there was no technology in one room, but in the other room they had a lot of the computers and technology around. And a few weeks into it, they noticed that the seeds from the technology from the place, so the seeds that they had that were near the computers or the phones and stuff, they noticed that those seeds didn't even grow. I mean, they literally were dead seeds. But the seeds that were put away in a different room that had no technology, nothing next to it, they literally blossomed and they grew into these beautiful green plants that it didn't happen with the other group of seeds that were next to their phones and computers. So that really goes to show you how much the effects of radiation can really be harmful to us. The effects of using our technology so much and so excessively can actually be harmful to us for our health and our well-being. So if not for your social life, if not for anything else, do it for taking care of yourself. When I saw that study, I was amazed because I thought, whoa, I sleep with my freaking iPhone right next to me on my table at night. I need to stay away from that. And that's why I'm investing in getting a clock, an actual clock to put on my bedside, because I would rather that an alarm from the clock that an alarm from a clock would wake me up rather than an alarm from my phone. Even if the alarm is beautiful and melodious on my iPhone, which is nice, I don't want my iPhone next to me on a table, and usually it is. And so I'm not sure how much of the radiation has already been in my room so far from all of that. And I can tell you that my sleep does become affected when I have a lot of technology in my room. So I've been putting all the technology away from my room as much as possible. And so far my sleep has actually been getting a little bit better. And I feel much more rested, to be honest with you, than having all this technology next to me, iPhones and iPads and my laptops and everything like right there in the same room. It's too much. So try to keep your things away from you at night, technology wise. Maybe shut off all of your equipment as well, so you conserve energy and power, and you're not spending money on your energy bill. And use your technology wisely. So when you're out with your friends, with your family, spending time with people, don't use your phone. You can use it as a camera, or purchase a camera. Actually, just purchase a Canon and snap pictures with it, and then upload it to your computer when you get home. That way you don't have to use your phone to take photos. But I know we like to do that for Instagram and for Facebook purposes. Still, I would advise you to take the notifications off, just because if you're going to keep having your notifications turned on, you're always going to be on your phone trying to respond to people and trying to message people. So I think it's good to have boundaries with your technology. Know when to limit yourself. Know that maybe a few hours a day is good to take a break. Some people have even done a phone fast or technology fast, where for one whole day on a Sunday, they literally will not be on a phone. Their phones are shut off. They're not responding to messages or emails, and they let you know ahead of time, hey, you know what? Sunday's my day off. I'm not even looking at my phone. It's just going to be put away someplace. And that's great, because they take that day off and they get so much more done too. That's another thing about making sure that you have boundaries with your technology. You get more things done than if you would if you were constantly looking at your phone and checking your social media apps and playing around with it. It's much better to be more productive by being able to put your phone away for a day, for a few hours, whatever will work for you to help you with challenging yourself to stay away from that technology and minimize it to the point where You know to use it when you need to use it, and you know to put it away and not even look at it when you know that you want to be present and be around the people that you love and be present with yourself. I even say take the time out at night before you go to bed, meditate. Again, don't even have your phone. Don't use your phone for meditation. I know there's meditation apps. Don't do it, because you want to get used to the idea of not having your phone with you for the time being. And just sit quietly, close your eyes, sit on your bed, chair, floor, wherever feels comfortable, and just allow yourself to be present. Just close your eyes and imagine a whole new world in front of you, or be in your happy place. My happy place is the beach. So I would imagine myself sitting on the beach and just relaxing. You could even journal. So take the time off to journal, to write, to do something with pen and paper. When I say journal and read a book, don't go on Kindle. Again, that's technology. Avoid any kind of technology. So don't go on Kindle and read a book at night on your Kindle app. I know that I have Kindle too, but I try not to use it. I like the actual traditional book holding. So hold your books. Hold your books. Read it. Read through the pages. Flip through them. Write in them. Fold them up. Do what you got to do. Those are your books. It's still good to use traditional books. I would like to see more bookstores back up, because even though I like technology, I like that we can have access to our books through Kindle and Nook, and we can be able to read our books anywhere we're at. Sometimes it's nice to have that ability to have a book in your hand that you can flip through and read and not have to worry about the light straining your eyes. And another thing that I really want to say is, when you, like I said, when you are using a Kindle, it's really good. You get to highlight, you get to do some really cool things with your book on it, but it's not the same as traditional, reading and even writing. When you're writing, you want to be able to have pen and paper and notepad. Like, I'm writing my book, but I'm not really typing it up. I'm writing it by hand right now. I think that it helps me with flow with what I'm talking about, because I'm just writing by hand. And my handwriting is not suffering, because I think the more we use technology, the more we use our computers to type up everything that we're writing, our journals, our notes, things like that, like on Evernote, for example, or on Microsoft Word, we're actually losing the ability and the access to be able to write out and really get our writing in control. Because my writing actually, because I used the computer so much in the past, my writing actually went down, and my handwriting was not as clean as it used to be. It wasn't as clear as it used to be. And it's something that I noticed, that the use of a laptop or of the phone has really contributed to the detriment of my handwriting. So I want to be able to get my handwriting back on track. So I try to write and journal as much as I can by hand. And these are things that you can do to keep yourself busy, to keep yourself towards taking that time for yourself, because you want to be that person. Like, if you have kids, you want your kids to notice you. You want to spend time with your children. You don't want them to be like, oh, mommy and daddy are always on the phone. They're always on their phone, because that lets them see that you're more on your phone than you are with them. So limit your time with your phone. I'm not just saying that about parents. Even like with us, when we're out with our friends, when we're spending time with our parents and our family members, our significant other, we want to give them our full 100% attention. We want to give our sleep 100% attention. We want to give our health 100% attention. And we don't need to be on our phones constantly to be able to do the things that we want to do. So turn your notifications off. Keep your phone on silent if you can, for a few hours a day. If you can do a 1-day phone fast or a technology fast, do it and spend one whole day without it. Watch how much more productive you're going to be. Watch the changes that are going to go into your body. You're going to be able to sleep better. You're going to be able to be more proactive, more productive, and you're going to come back to your technology having more respect for it too, knowing that I can be able to come back to it at any time. I can come back to my computer anytime. I can come back to my phone, my iPad anytime if I need to use it for something. I know that it's there for me at my convenience, but to know that when I don't need to use it, I don't need to have it in my hands. So are you all with me with this challenge? If you are, comment below. If you love this video, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. Please subscribe to my videos. You will get a wealth of information. I mean, I throw in a lot of golden nuggets here and there that I know you will pick up. I'm sure I did some today with talking about technology and the phones. Technology is amazing. I love it. I've been immersed into computers since I was about 7 years old. I love it. But I also know that I have to have my ability and my time to spend for myself, to take care of me, to take care of my family. And that requires me not being on my phone all the time. So you guys, take care, be safe, be well. Remember, technology, use it as your friend, but use it in a way where you are taking care of you and you're in moderation with your technology. And you're going to see a lot more productivity and a lot more happening for you. And you're also going to be able to be aware of the world and what's going on around you, because you're actually observant of what's going on around you rather than looking at your phone down on a small screen. So, and you get to take care of your eyes. So take care of your eyes, take care of your health, your well-being, sleep well, you all. Remember, few hours a day, or take one day off a week for your technology fast. It's what I'm doing. It's what I'm working on. I'm challenging myself. I want to put the challenge out there to you. Take it and let's get going. Till the next time, thank you for watching Aasiyah TV. Again, subscribe below and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.